All right, here we go. API preview. But first, we'll quickly touch on the Honda Classic and what was pretty much a wild Sunday for the most part. Blake, what do you think of that?
Yeah, that brick shithouse, Sepp Straka, huh? Oh man,
Unbelievable.
that guy's a big boy. Um, he- I honestly, I never envisioned Sepp Straka winning a golf tournament ever.
No, and you know the weird thing was there was like nothing that pointed to him. I was looking at afterward. I was like, should we have been on him? And I kind of looked it up. Stats were pretty bad for this entire season. And then I looked at his course history. Played there twice, 2 missed cuts. There's just nothing, in my opinion, that led to Sepp Straka. So if you bet him, I don't know what your process is.
You've just met him at a bar once,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something like that. You should have a connection somehow.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And I mean, Berger, I know anyone can eject at that course, but he had he had it going both score wise. He had a big lead, but also just he was so consistent the whole week with his ball striking. It's like that kind of came out of nowhere.
You know what's crazy is I know anybody can eject, but he ejected on the easiest hole on the golf course.
Yeah, it was strange.
He made double bogey on the third hole, which is a par 5. Everybody's making birdie there. So it's literally a 3-shot swing. Is he making double? He got shit drive, and then he had a layup, and then his approach got plugged in the bunker, and then he couldn't get up and down for par. Right? We ended up making double, but that was yeah, I don't know. It was strange. I don't think he was like a choke job though.
Yeah, I still thought. I mean, even after that happened, and he kind of was level with the rest of the guys, and then he chips in on I think it was at 13 or 14.
Chipped in twice.
Yeah, 9 and 13 or something.
Yeah.
I still thought he was going to win.
See, I thought Lowry had it in control. I thought he was just better Sunday. I thought Lowry was going to win. Just because Berger just wasn't getting any birdie opportunities. Lowry was giving himself a ton of opportunities. And like Lowry didn't choke that away either. Like he got fucked by the weather, but what are you going to do?
Do you see those comments he made?
Yeah, he shouldn't have said those comments. That's something you just keep to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too.
His comments were right, but he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, and I mean,
kind of being a pussy about it, but you just keep that to yourself.
Right, and the weather thing too is like, I don't know. He's played in rain plenty of times. He's from Ireland.
Yeah, his point was just like, hey, everybody's played this whole tournament under the same conditions. Straka got to hit his tee shot perfectly, and he just the one hole it was just played in completely different conditions than everybody else. But whatever,
it's golf.
I would, I mean, just our picks. I mean, Brooks. I mean, I would go back to Brooks. We played this tournament this week. I'd bet him again. He couldn't make any fucking putts, man. His stats were good. 2.1 off the tee, 3.3 approach. It was just one of those weeks where nothing falls. He couldn't get on any runs. All of our guys. The only guy that got on a run for me was Louis, but he took himself out of the first day by shooting 5 over.
Yeah, I thought Brooks looked pretty good. Had a lot of good looks over and over again, and you kept thinking that he was going to make one, and then they were going to all start to fall, but just one really never fell.
Yeah, it's just one of those weeks. And what are you going to do? They all fell last week with us on Neiman. So
yeah, and I said I had a feeling it was going to be someone completely random. That's what I kept saying. It's going to be a rando, and it was. I mean, it doesn't get more random than Straka, who had nothing really going for him going into the week. So that's random. It is what it is. Saw a couple guys with them out there, but I don't really, how do you find that conclusion? It doesn't make sense to me. So
I know we didn't have the number on Lowry, but you know what I was thinking about though is like, I feel like we just brush aside those guys we haven't seen in like months, and then they always come out and they always just play well.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year. I think we were on him. A lot of people were on him last year.
Yeah,
and the same reasons you would like him last year are the same reason you would like him this year. So why brush him off this time?
Yeah, I mean the number wasn't as great, I don't think, but still, like, yeah, he's a good fit there.
All these Euro guys, man, like these tough Florida tracks, which is a perfect segue into this week.
Yep.
Arnold Palmer Invitational. We were at Bay Hill Club and Lodge. This event been on tour since 1979. We're all pretty familiar with the course by now. But for those who aren't, it's a par 72, 7,454 yards. You get Bermuda grass greens. And the past 5 editions before last year has resulted in a European international champion. It can play pretty difficult when the wind picks up. We saw that a couple of years ago with Hatton. The winner was, I think he was 4 under. But the course has teeth, whether or not there's wind. 120 players in the field. Pretty good field, better than last year. Maybe not quite as good as some of the previous editions, because you get the players next week and you get some guys who aren't trying to play 4 or 5 weeks in a row prior to that. So, but overall, I think the field is pretty good, especially compared to last year.
Yeah, since 2006, only 3 Americans have won this event.
Wow.
And I know a couple of them have won it multiple times, that being Tiger Woods. He hasn't won it 8 times since 2006, but he's won it 8 times in his life. And then you have Bryson, obviously, last year, and Matt Every, 2-time winner. So
Right.
since 2006, 16 times, only it's either a Euro or an international player.
Pretty crazy. And you know what? What would you say about, like, what makes Tiger, who's obviously an American, what makes him compare to the guys who have done really well here, those like European types? What's the skill set that you think is transferable between both of them?
I guess I'd say long irons and around the green. My
Yeah,
best
I was gonna say long irons. Like,
yeah.
look at all these Euros who have done well, the Hatton, the Molinari, Rory. They're all the best long iron players, and Tiger was the best long iron player. I think going forward and this week, that's something we're really gonna look at.
Even Day and Leishman.
Yeah.
Like, they're good long iron players, like in their heyday. Then you had Ernie won it. VJ won it.
Yeah, so I think that's something we need to look at this week, and I'm high in the internationals again this week, but I guess we'll get into the odds here.
Euro midgets, baby.
That's right. We said Euro midgets last year, and Bryson won, the opposite of a Euro midget. The exact opposite.
Hey,
but it still holds true.
Can't happen 2 years in a row, though. Maybe a big Euro. That big weird body Rom.
He could. Definitely could. And I'm sure he kicks off our odds here at, what, 8-1?
Yeah. So Bet365, you got John Rahm at, actually, he's 9-1. So a little movement. I don't see many people betting him. Rory 12-1. Victor 16-1, and Scotty Scheffler 18-1. Those are the 4 guys under 20.
Yeah. Start with Rahm. I know you and I both talked about this last week, that we think he could definitely win here. Which he can win anywhere, but the fact that his ball striking has been so good and he just really hasn't put it together with the putter, and this is a place where, although he hasn't really played here before, he skill set wise should make a lot of sense for him.
Definitely. What's up with his around the green game lately? Why can't he chip?
I don't know. Is it chipping and putting, or both?
Last 2 tournaments, it's been chipping and putting, but for 4 straight events, he's lost a significant amount of strokes around the green.
Very weird, considering that's usually his strength. I mean, it's always been a strength of his around the green.
Right? It's really weird.
I'm sure our buddy Mike D would maybe have some insight on that, with maybe using a different wedge or whatever the fuck. But strange. I mean, the equipment change thing didn't really show much change right away, but it seems like long term it's kind of making some strange stuff with the putter and the wedges.
He's fucking pounding it off the tee, though. Holy shit.
Yeah. Ball striking is great.
Approach is great. He was hot at Genesis that Sunday. He was obviously way out of contention, but he was 6 under final round. I'm very nervous about him this week. Very nervous, more than I usually am.
Me too. The fact that Europeans have done, like, I think it's really good to, if you're going to bet guys, you need a couple of European Ryder Cup guys on your betting card.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to have him too.
And he's the one. I mean, he's the best player on the European Ryder Cup team.
Yeah. I was hoping for a 12-1. If you got to 12, what would you have done?
I probably would have bet it.
You would
12,
just
12's good.
I thought we were gonna get it, but I guess the field just isn't as deep.
They just weren't floating anything.
I know. What the hell?
They're cautious on this guy.
I've been telling you, as soon as he switches putters again, he's going off he's reeling them off.
So he switched him on Sunday and he putt really well. So what does that mean he's using that one this week?
We need to find out.
I DM'd
it doesn't really matter because we've already made 6 bets, so it doesn't really matter. But we need to know.
But I DM'd John Rahm Tracker. And I talked to them a little bit about it. And they said they don't know yet, but they're pretty sure that he's going to be using the one he used on Sunday.
Yeah, he gained 2.4 on that Sunday.
Which, I mean, makes sense. Why the fuck wouldn't he?
He was really bad. Oh, man. Yeah, really nervous about him. The only saving grace is he hasn't played here. But, I mean, that didn't stop Spieth last year. Spieth played really well here. It was his first time.
But he didn't win.
He didn't win.
So what do they say? Most 5 of the last 6 winners have had a top 10 here already.
Yeah.
So,
and then you got the other guy. I mean, this is one of his courses, Rory. How can you not be frightened with Rory up there?
A little frightened, but I'm less frightened knowing that he's 10, 12-1 because I don't know. All we have to say is, yeah, we were never betting that.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, like you switch him and Vic. I mean, we're obviously would bet the longer odds guy. So I'm glad he's 12-1, so I don't have to bet him because I'm sick of betting him, to be honest with you.
I am too. Hopefully, if he does get in contention, he just, acts like a little bitch again.
Yeah. But he honestly, he's been a lot of putting himself lately, anyways.
He is the number 1 ranked putter in the field past 24 rounds.
Yeah.
And then you get what Scheffler 16.
This has Hovland 16, Scheffler 18.
Okay, well, we got the opposite. So Scheffler, if he wins, good for him. I'm not betting him at 16-1 or 18-1 or anything under 20 in this field, even coming off a win, even at Torrey Pines, whatever. No thanks.
He won in Phoenix, but not Torrey.
Yeah, whatever. That's right. Yeah, so not interested in him at all. And that brings us to our guy, little prick Vic.
The next Euro midget in line.
Yep. The next one. He is a Euro midget. He fits perfectly. He's a European Ryder Cup player. And it just seems like it's his time. I mean, he's still a little prick Vic. He's won some good events lately. He's really picked it up in terms of worldwide wins, but he still doesn't have that signature PGA Tour win yet.
Yeah, this would be the biggest win of his career.
Easily. And I like him here. I like the fact that he's striking the ball really well. Is around the green game is a concern, especially considering you kind of need it around here. But he's second in approach in his last 24. Ball striking, he is 4th. And he has some good history at the comp courses, Torrey Pines. He's played really well. And I just think Quail Hollow, yep, he's played really well. So in his last start at Riviera, he gained 4.1 strokes on approach, finished 5th. And this happened last year too. He had gained 8.7 strokes last year at Concession, which is the most of his career. The week before that, his last start was Genesis once again, and he finished in the top 5 there too. So both times he played at Genesis, he kind of parlayed that. Well, not both times. The first time he parlayed that into a really great week in Florida. So kind of the same vibes this week. He played really well at Genesis in his most recent start, did a lot on approach. And if he can parlay that into another week here, Florida once again, I could see that happening.
Yeah, he actually, last year he gained 4.1 at Genesis. This year he gained 6.1 at Genesis. Right. So, yeah, I don't know. The only real concern is the around the green stuff. I thought he had gotten it back together, but lately it's been pretty ugly.
Right. It has been. Obviously a concern, but with him, you're playing the ceiling with him, and if he does hit that ceiling, he's not going to have to be around the green all that much.
No, if you hit it to 5 feet, I mean, what do you need? What do you need the wedge for?
Exactly. Just hope he just dialed in.
He's 11th in good drives gained. Second in approach, last 24. What else do we have? The proximity 200 plus. I think he was fourth, 200 plus.
Wow.
So a lot of
Long
the
iron.
approach shots. That's the long iron factor there. A lot of that is this week, and a lot of the guys that play well here are up in this 200 plus. Like Bryson's sixth. Zalatoris, who has a good comp here, he's fifth. A lot of these guys, Rory's 11th. So I don't know. I feel good about Vic. He needs a big win. He needs a big win.
He does.
And I see it coming sometime soon in the next month.
I do too. And I always thought, like, even though the stats don't really show it that much, I thought Florida was always a good spot for him. Like I remember Concession last year. That was when I kind of was like, this guy's fucking good. Like skill set wise, he's fucking good. And we always call him Little Rory. His game is similar to a young Rory. Rory loves this place. It just makes complete sense. He's long and straight off the tee. He's dialed in with approaches. You worry about the putting in around the green for him. His putting hasn't been horrible, but I do worry about those fast greens for him. If you look at all of his wins, most of it on slow, past Pelham greens.
Yeah.
So, and I could see him being a little confused, giving a little perplexed look, fucking smirking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you work on the par fives?
Yeah. I mean, if you 4 par fives, and the guys like Bryson just absolutely dominated the par fives last year, and that's how we won.
Yeah. Do you work on the par fives? You're going to miss a bunch of birdie putts on the par fours because you're going to be hitting it to 10 to 20 feet. I mean, get the par fives. Go 4 under each day on the par fives. You'll be right there.
Yeah, I can definitely see him winning. I think he's going to win. I placed an extremely large wager on him, which is nothing new, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
He did gain 2 around the green at this place last year, so that's something to think about. Feel good about.
It is. So I'm all in, and not to mention, like, there's really no one in this range who I would really consider betting. So for me, it was just obvious. It was just an easy play for me.
Yeah, like if Rory was 18 and Vic was 12, we'd be on Rory.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just I'm actually surprised at Vic's number, to be honest. 14 is what it should be.
I'm surprised too. I am. I know Scheffler won recently, but there's no world, in my opinion, in which he should be favored over Vic. And all the odds, I mean, after the top, those 2 guys, usually they're a little bit lower. They're kind of floating some numbers on the rest of them. So,
yeah. All right, next range. So that's number 1. 1 midget down. Hideki, 25. Will Z, 28. Sanjay M, 30. Matt Fitzpatrick, 30. Then I'll give Terrell Hatton 33.
Okay, pretty good range there. I think there's a couple guys interesting. Will Zalatoris obviously makes plenty of sense. We're recording this later than we usually do, so I've already seen about 75% of the world bet Zalatoris already, which has turned me off a bit. Not that I ever really liked not that I ever liked the guy to begin with, but this is a great spot for him. And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of comps to the Masters greens and the Augusta, kind of how fast they are. Then they're different services, but just the speed of them. Bay Hill's really one of the only spots that can kind of match that type of speed on the greens. And Will actually had a great putting week that week. He has the ball striking you'd like to see here. He keeps it in front of him, doesn't get wild and put the balls in the water. He is a great fit. With that being said, I'm just not going to go in on a chalky Will Z at under 30. It just not going to do it for me.
You hate him.
I do hate him. I'm always looking for a reason not to bet him, but I would bet him if I thought it was the right decision. And
do you still hate him? What did he do to you?
No, I don't hate him. I don't hate him anymore. He's grown on me a bit. I would have no problem betting him if I thought that was the move.
Yeah. So
No,
if
this is what he
this,
did to me. He
okay,
didn't do anything
let's
to me.
hear
He didn't do anything to me specifically, but of course. But I just didn't like the narrative when he came on. Everyone's like, "Oh, this new young Willie Z guy." Like, he had a lot of seasoning on the Corn Ferry Tour, and like 25 years old. He was older than Vic, older than Neiman, older than Morikawa, and everyone who just started watching the Masters, like all these casual viewers, acted like he was like 17 years old, and like it was his first ever start in professional, and like, I don't know, it's just annoying, just all the love that he got after that, and everyone just wanted to be the first guy on him, so they're betting him at ridiculously dumb numbers.
You think people thought he was like the next Rory and Spieth?
Yes, exactly, and they thought he was like 19, 20 years old. He's like a 25-year-old, not a journeyman, but he's been working his way through the ranks. He's good. He's a good iron player. He's a very good player. But I mean, everyone's wanted.
School with Cam Young, man.
It's the same. Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
All right, I hear you. He's a great fit here, though. Like this is, I mean, you look at Torrey. A lot of Torrey winners win here. Leishman, Day, Tiger, obviously a billion times each place. That's why another reason I'm scared around. And he probably should have won, Torrey.
Should have. Definitely should have.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not going there either, but wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if he contends?
Well, no, I normally wouldn't be, but there's a curse on him this week, so.
Oh, there is. That's
Yeah.
good to know. All right. That guy stinks.
Yeah. So yeah, that's makes me feel a lot better about not betting him. But Hatton, good fit, obviously won it. We were on him, and I forgot to mention our history here is very fucking good. We won 2 years in a row. Prior to last year, we hit Molly at 50-1. We hit Hatton at 45, 50-1. The year before that, I had Stenson, who had a 4-shot lead before he was chased down by Rory on Sunday. And yeah, so really, really good results here. And I really like the card this week.
One of my biggest betting regrets is not betting Rory the year he won at 20-1.
Mm-hmm. I remember I was on Stenson, I think at like 33-1.
I had nobody involved.
So
I think I might have been on Bryson, and he fucking just drilled it out of bounds. I remember Tiger was involved. Too.
That was a good one. And then last year probably should have been on Bryson. I looked back; he was 12-1 though. I mean, I don't know.
No, we said it right after. Like, dude, they hung a number, and we should have been on it. We said it. I remember vividly. We were talking about it.
I do remember talking about it, but looking back, I thought I saw odds of like 12.
Yeah, but we should have been on it. I remember coming into it, we just knew he was going to win.
Yeah,
it was a whole narrative thing about him driving the 6, and just like everybody just knew he was going to win.
Yeah, and he did, and it was. Yeah, so and he withdrew today, so he must be hurt. We knew he was hurt just by the way he was playing. He looked fucked up. So like wrist and golf, that takes some time.
Yeah, we won't see him until the Masters. He's not playing next week.
No. All right, so this other guys in this range, I think Sungjae makes a lot of sense. You're getting a bit of a miscut discount off him. He plays Florida golf very well. He was pretty popular last week as the favorite, and he sucked ass. And now, he kind of takes that dip. If he got to 40, I probably would have bet it. But there's another guy here we both like better at 30. So why don't you give us it?
Before I give you Fitz, is Sungjae really a good number?
No, but compared to last week, I guess.
Yeah, last week was a garbage number. But why aren't we getting a 40?
Yeah, there's just nobody else in this range, I guess.
I don't care. There's I don't know, more guys I'd like to bet than Sungjae M at 30-1 here. I don't know. Why does everybody love Sungjae?
I don't know. Because he's won and he contends at times. I mean, you could argue he has more win equity than the guy we're going to bet.
Yeah. We also passed over Hideki. Great fucking number.
Great number. Is that going to be one of those ones where we just said, why do we ignore that number?
Could be, yeah. But we're ignoring it, so we just won't talk about it.
Yeah.
We just don't think he's going to win. That's the
No, I
bottom
don't think
line.
he's. No.
We'll take this other guy that hasn't won in America yet. But he's European and he's a midget.
That's right.
Matt Fitzpatrick, the next rodent in line here. All right, so this is his course, man. Last 3 events, he's 10th, 9th, 2nd here. Last 3 times played here, and the first 2 starts of his season, he's 6th at Pebble, 10th at Phoenix. Stats are great off the tee. He was great at Phoenix. Approach 4.2, and he is a Bermuda specialist. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. His best surface is Bermuda by far.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. So, amazing history. Do I like the number at 30-1, Matthew Fitzpatrick? Fuck no. But there's nobody else in the range that I want to bet here. So I'm just gonna bet Fitzpatrick. He's probably going to be involved for a little bit. He'll probably finish 4th. But hey, maybe I'll get a good run out of it, and he'll finish 4th to Hovland. So
yeah, I can see definitely that happening. To build off what you said in terms of his course fit, just absolutely excellent. He's 1st in par 5 scoring his past 24 rounds. He's 6th in strokes gained putting on lightning fast Bermuda greens. And he's 12th off the tee. His game was built for Bay Hill, and that's evident by the fact that he's played so well here. And like you said, is it more likely that he can come in 4th in this field? Yeah, absolutely. But we've seen some stuff happen where we saw it with the Molly year. We saw it with the Hatton year where he can just go and post let's say it's -6, -7, and then the wind picks up, and then the leaders kind of come back to the pack, and like you can post and win here.
Oh yeah, Molly did it like an hour and a half before the lead is finished.
Yeah, he made that bomb on 17, and I can see that happening with Fitz. Like I think he does get a little bit tight in the undergarments when it gets hot and heavy in the towards the end. In a place like this where you can post and then just let shit happen, I think is a nice spot for him too.
Yeah, I know he hasn't won in America, but he has won some decent European events. It's not like he's a complete scrub here, you know.
No, he's a very good player.
I mean, he was on the Ryder Cup. You gotta be able to do some things. I mean, he's got like probably 7-8 wins on the European tour.
And
he doesn't play it that often.
No, big boy fields, and there's probably 1 or 2, 3 at most places where I really want to bet Fitzpatrick on tour. This is number 1. So if you're going to bet him, this is the spot to bet him. I do think he's going to win at some point on the PGA Tour. I think he's just too talented. I mean, and
he's young, man. He came up when he was like 19, 20.
Exactly. Like coming up on when he was a amateur player, he's one of the best in the world.
Yeah. His last 6 Florida events, he's finished 9th, 10th, 11th, 9th, 41st, and 2nd since 2019. Last 6 Florida events.
Yeah, he fucks in Florida.
Yeah. I don't know if he fucks at all, but yeah. Doesn't look like he does, but
not much, but probably once in a while.
He'll be fucking this week if he wins.
He will. So there we go. 2 bets down. And yeah, anyone else in this range, or are we going to move on?
We'll move on to the next range.
Real quick, I'll just say, did you say Leishman?
Not yet. He's the next range.
Okay, go ahead.
That Decky number is looking real nice, though. All right. Next range. Casey, 35. Adam Scott, 35. Leishman, 40. Kokrak, 45. Keith Mitchell, 45. Seen 50s on both of them. I haven't seen a Mark 40, but that's decent. Better number than I thought.
Yeah,
Leishman thoughts?
My only thoughts were I thought he was 28 or 30, and I was going to say, like, he's interesting here, but that number is absurd. I'm not going to – I love betting Mark more than anybody, probably, and I'm not interested under 40. Even 40, I'm not interested at this point. Could definitely contend. That's just not where I'm at this week.
Okay, so what's your next bet?
Next bet is Paul Casey. Another Euro midget.
Yep.
A lot of Ryder Cup experience, like we talked about.
I get heights and weights. I get heights and weights on these guys at the end, okay?
Yeah, yes, I love it. So Casey here, exact same point I just made with Fitz. How do you win the 2 Valspars that he won? He's a choker too. He can post a number and then just hopefully be all right. He might not even know he's in contention.
That's probably what we need.
That's what we need. He won't even know. He'll just say, "Oh shit, I'm 6 shots back. Fuck it." Makes a birdie. Some carnage happens. A couple hours. This happens here all the time. So those of you, I know there's a lot of you guys out there who do this, who love counting your fucking cash in that ticket on a Thursday, counting how much money you won, posting your DraftKings lineup on Friday afternoon. Don't do it this week. Don't do it ever, but especially not this week, because you don't know what the final results are going to be here until the very last guy comes in through 18. And it's one of those places where things can change quickly. And so don't be counting that money yet before before that final ball goes in the hole.
Yeah, he was 10th here last year. He was 9th in 2016. Yeah, good fit. He played well. I was on him. I don't think we had him on the card, but I was on him at Genesis, and he, 5.6 approach, man. He's just back to the Casey that we've come to know and love. Yeah, but he still finished 15th. He was 8th place the entire Genesis. He just sat. He's like, I'm just gonna sit right here in 8th place. I'm not gonna sniff contention. And I'm just going to cruise to the ATM at the end of the week. So hopefully he can backdoor it, and hopefully he can actually have that desire to actually win a tournament that he's very capable of winning.
His 2 PGA Tour wins since, the first one's in 2009. His 2 recent wins, 17 and 18, were at the Valspar in Florida. Tough conditions, Bermuda greens, all that stuff. His last 3 trips here, he's finished in the top 10 twice. He's great long iron player. Look at the people who have won: Molly, Hatton. Casey's that guy. He's that guy. He's a grinder, and he doesn't have to make a million birdies. He can kind of just ball strike his way into contention. And I love Casey this week. I like him a lot. He's a guy I like always going back to, and I think he has a chance to win this week.
Yep, love it. Love it.
I love the card
What's in the fairway? What's in the fairway? I like that a lot.
He does, and I think he does fuck too.
Definitely.
Yeah, like an angry little fucker.
He's got those huge forearms.
Yeah, he does.
Nice big calves too.
Yep.
Big calves. You know you're fucking.
Yeah. You got the biggest calves out there. Is that why you said
exactly my point?
Okay. So that's their first 3. I like it.
All right. Anybody else in that range there? Scott?
Like Scott. I like Scott a lot. Finally, you're seeing those irons back, which is vintage Scott. He's kind of doing what you expect him to do. I could definitely get on board with Scott, but I think I'm going to be full. But yeah.
I will. I'm not going to have room to bet Scott, but at some point during this tournament, I will get on Scott like I've done for the past 7-8 years. At some point, I'll be on Adam Scott because I ain't missing out. And I feel really fucking good about the 80-1 we have at Augusta.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we had that. That's really nice. Oh, it's gearing up perfect for him. Hopefully just keeps playing well.
He fucks in Florida too, man. He's won a bunch of Florida events.
Doral. We went Doral, yeah. Bring Doral back. Right? Sorry to everyone who gets mad about that, but fuck you guys.
So we can't fit him with what we're doing, but he was fire at Genesis.
Well, especially at a place like this. Bad start, go down to 80-90-1, and
yeah.
We're telling you now, if that happens, we're gonna throw some shekels on him.
Definitely.
Some shillings.
Yeah. I did it at Genesis. I wasn't even on him. And then I was like, hey, I gotta get on him.
So don't be shocked if that happens here and you say, oh, he was on the card. It's something we want to do. Okay.
Kokrak's I've seen 50. He's got some history here. I know you're not a Kokrak guy, but
he can eat my ass.
He's 8th, 18th, 10th, 4th, 6th. This is one of his courses.
He plays well at Valspar too, doesn't he?
He won. Did he win Valspar? But he always finishes well in Valspar.
I think he was there when Casey won.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember him battling DJ, right? And then Casey backdoored it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't fit him, but I wouldn't shock me if he played well.
Yeah.
I know you hate him. What about Killer? We gotta talk about Killer Keith.
He's gonna be popular.
Keith, whatever you want to call him. Playing some golf, man.
He's playing great. He is playing great. Can't deny that. What is he normally in this field? I don't know if he's, 35, 40? I mean, he's playing great.
50 on him.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's fine.
Last 3 events, 12th, 10th, 9th.
Yeah. And then 7th before the Farmers. He's playing very well. Very well. The numbers aren't really jumping off the page. He gained 4.7 strokes putting last week, but he does do that in Florida, so you got to give him that.
Yep. Good
2.5
here too.
Yeah, no. And he wins this time of year. He wins in Florida. No, I can totally see it. I have no problem with somebody betting him even at this number. I won't be doing it.
Okay. All right, 50 plus. No, I can't do it, but I mean, he's playing some great golf. Probably the best golf of his life, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
Max Homa 50, Sam Burns 50. Wow, Rose is down to 55, seen 70. Billy Ho 55, Gooch 55. Any of those guys do it for you?
Who's the first guy you said?
Going back to Bermuda Burns.
Okay, I will say this. Now he's at the number he should be in this field. In this field, he's a 50-1 guy. I've been telling you guys that for 6 months now. No one really believed me, but now the proof's in the pudding. He's 50-1 guy in this field. With that being said, I wouldn't hate someone making a bet on him based on talent alone here. Do I love the fit? Not really. Is he playing like shit? Absolutely. Am I going to bet him? Fuck no. But I get it.
Yeah, he's not European. It's fine. Just pass on him.
And he's tall.
Yeah, he is tall. Homa's. I would bet Homa over Burns this week. I know he's a California guy, but 24th, 10th here. He plays the comp courses. Great. Genesis, Torrey, and Quail. He's obviously won 2 of those in decent success to start here. Can't add him because of the 3 guys we already bet, but I'd bet Homa over Burns.
I like that. I think you're probably right. I still have that West Coast thing in my head. California thing.
It's tough getting that out of it. I just feel like West Coast is just him.
He played pretty well at Genesis as well.
Yeah, he's playing good golf, but I mean, he always plays well on West Coast.
He was 6th at Valspar last year too.
Yeah, he's good. Billy Ho, he struck it pretty well last week. Couldn't putt or chip.
Opposite of what he was doing before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, right?
It is very weird. He's 5.8 in approach. Very good there, yeah.
He's never sniffed the top 10 here. At least not since 2013.
I just don't see him winning this thing.
Okay. I know I've seen 70, but any thoughts on Rose?
I can't be the Rose guy anymore.
Yeah, we've become Rose guys.
Catching too much heat, dude. I can't.
Yeah, out.
If he won, I'd have to kill myself, though. So,
could you be a day guy? 66?
Maybe.
That leads us into the next range. Days 1 here. 66. Sergio 66. Tommy 66. Henley 66. Connors, Seabez 66. Woodland 70.
This range is very interesting. And
I have
5. I might be able to. I'm probably going to add somebody from this range because I have a little bit of room. A little bit. But This is like a boomer bust range. All the guys you mentioned, I could kind of see winning. Like if all things go well, Day obviously has the history. He's playing pretty well this season, as frustrating as he is. He seems to be health-wise in a very good place. Sergio never really plays here, but he's just been so consistent for the past year or two. He's been excellent. I'm the biggest Sergio guy ever. So I love my guy here. Can I see him winning this week? No, but I can see him winning next week. And then you got Rose, who obviously makes a little bit of sense, even though he sucks ass. And then Tommy. I know you didn't say Tommy, but I'm just going to say it. Did you say him?
I said Tommy.
Okay. Buy low spot. I mean, if he was making his debut this week, he's probably 40-1. He sucked last week, but you kind of got to throw the Honda stuff out. He's playing pretty bad right now. I get it, but it just seems like a sneaky little buy low spot. And then if he contends, everyone's like, why the fuck didn't we bet Tommy? I know he sucked last week, but it's the Honda. You got to throw it out. So he likes it here. He likes
the Honda. That's his event.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying how volatile it can be. And he had one good round, one bad round. Like I just think you could throw it out.
He should be fucking 120. Fuck him.
Okay.
If he didn't have long hair, he wouldn't be 66, and he wouldn't have been fucking 30 last week or whatever he was. Fuck him.
No lies.
He's played like dog shit for 2 fucking years. When the pandemic happened, he was in the top 10 of the world. Now he's 50th.
Yeah. He's not, and he's like we said this last week, and then he's not even winning the events he used to win in Europe either.
Yeah.
Not playing well. I get it. I just get horny for the guy at times.
Seabez?
He makes a lot of sense here, but
two good results here. I hate Seabez, though.
He'll probably just come in 9th.
Yeah. The other two, Connors and Woodland. Connors third here last year. Woodland showed something last week, but
again, this range, I'm saying Connors, Seabez, Woodland, like these are guys wouldn't shock me if they contended at all.
Are you going to add someone here?
I think maybe.
Or are you going to wait to add someone live or do both?
I'll probably just add somebody live, to be honest. I got 5 guys. One's over 100, one's over 200, and then the 3 we mentioned. So yeah, I'll probably look to add Scott live if possible. If I don't decide to add one of these guys, which I don't think I'm going to. Probably just the Scott thing.
Okay, so if you're just looking at these odds,
anybody like from
though. Yeah, I don't like Gary. Every time Gary shows us something, he sucks us in, and then he sucks ass.
The old bait and switch. I could see him doing it for sure.
Yeah. Anybody from the 70 to 100 range? We get guys like Luke List, Chris Kirk, Tom Peters.
Nah.
EVR?
Nah.
Seamus Power?
I mean, interesting case. He hits a lot of fairways, keeps it in play. If he didn't blow that lead the other 2 weeks ago, he's probably 30-1.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay. They have Keegan here listed at 80. I already bet him at 130.
I joined you. This is, you're big on Keegan this week, so why don't you give it to us?
Okay, Keegan. Not prepared for it. Sorry. I just 15th in approach, last 24. And watching him on the West Coast swing, I was like, man, get Keegan to Honda, and he's gonna win Honda. And he didn't show up to Honda. Bad job by his agent. I just think he has the history here, bunch of top 10s here, and I feel like he lives in Florida. I like the number 130 for a guy who's very capable of winning, who's most likely not going to win, but I just feel like it's a real strong number on a ball striker who can hit the long irons. Great. Like every week it's just approach. He's a terrible putter. I get it, but just too big of a number for Keegan, in my opinion.
I agree. I bet it with you. And to build off what you said, we had him last year at Valspar, right? He gained a couple of strokes putting even that week because he, and he almost won. He fucked up on Sunday and lost to Burns, but I thought we were going to win that week. And, that was just last year. He's playing really good. He's been very good for the past 2 years. He's been playing great.
Approach is great. He makes the cut here every fucking year. And he has
And just
3 or 4 top 10s.
I think a win is going to come for him at some point before it's all said and done. And I think this could be a place for it. Like you said, is he going to win? Probably not. But I think at this number, skill set wise, makes a ton of sense. Has good course history. Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay, so we're both in on Keegan, 130 to 1.
Yeah.
My next guy, I bet Munoz.
Yeah. You made a little compelling case. I'm out, but why do you like him?
He's just striking the ball really well. Phoenix 3.7 approach, 3.7 off the tee. Genesis 5.9 off the tee, 3.7 approach. I mean, the last 2 weeks, 8.9 tee to green overall, 9.7. And he's first in 200 plus proximity, last 24, which I was shocked by. Usually think Munoz, short course, Wyndham type wedges. But I was shocked by that. He's bleeding strokes with a putter right now. So hopefully, historically, he's the only surface he gains on is Bermuda, and he gains a lot on Bermuda. So hopefully just some Bermuda grass, some fast Bermuda grass, and he can turn things around. When you're losing 4 strokes putting every week and still finishing 21st and 23rd, I mean, you're striking the shit out of the ball.
Yeah,
I'm in on Munoz. I'm going to bet Munoz. I'm going to bet Keegan first round leader just because, and I'll probably T5 both of them, maybe T10.
Okay, yeah, I like it. Before we get to the last guy we bet, a couple of guys who I'm not betting, but I don't know, that I wanted to bring up. Nikolai Hogard was very popular last week between 60, 70, 80 to 1. Very talented guy on the European Tour. This is a place Europeans do well. He's won big events over there, and now people bet him last week, and he sucked ass at a very volatile spot, and now he's 170 to 1. I saw here. I don't know, maybe more of a DraftKings play, but I think it's might be a little bit of a bounce back spot for him. I just thought of him a little bit. Not going to bet it, but thought I'd throw it out there. And that's about it.
Yeah, he's not winning, but I understand what you're saying. I can definitely see him bounce back. Hold on a second here. Did somebody bring up? Oh, what about Reed? 110.
Dude, I didn't even know he was playing until you just said it.
Yeah. Why do people go to PXG?
I don't know. I'd rather bet Wolf than Reed.
Horschel went to PXG and then he sucked. Is he still with PXG?
No.
Yeah, I think he's back to playing good. He's not with PXG. Yeah. You'd rather bet Wolf, huh?
I don't like Wolf, but I think he has a better chance to win than Reed.
You tied your boy Camilo.
His vascularity was a mirage.
Camilo didn't have it last week. Poor guy.
Dude, don't laugh at him. What about Lee?
Lee played good. He played good. He couldn't putt either. His stats were good too.
He led the field tee to green here last year.
He did. No, he's not going to win. No.
Okay.
Why, you like him?
No, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Henrik, my guy, 250 to 1. Can he win? No, but his course history is fucking amazing. And let me put it this way. Last week, he didn't lose strokes on approach. He missed the cut, but that's the best I can say for him. He's missed 12 of his last 15 cuts. But man, was he good at one point in his life?
Yeah, he was. He's even sucked here recently.
I know. I probably bet him each time. No, I definitely bet him each time. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's bring it to the last guy we both bet. You brought him up to me today and immediately made a lot of sense to me. I love it. I bet it, and I don't know. I kind of think he's going to win now. 200 to 1.
Danny Willett. Danny Willett. Oh, man. Last week he
250 on
was good.
DraftKings.
250 out there. I bet a 200 just because. I didn't have a 250, but I've seen 250. Last week, 2.1 off the tee, 3.1 approach. Unbelievable. Danny Willett lost 4.4 putting. He was right there rounds 1 and 2. He's last 2 times here, 31st and 18th. He's European. He's a midget, and he's had some Florida success. He was 3rd at Doral course compare the year Scott won in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. I just think thought he played well last week, and I think he's going to contend this week. I think it's an amazing number for a guy who's won multiple times worldwide and has won a Masters.
Yeah, let me put it this way. Find another guy who's younger than 35 who has 9 worldwide wins in a major in this field at 250 to 1.
The only other guy would be Henrik Stenson.
But he's not in his 30s.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So that means he's in his smack dab in the middle of his prime. He won in October.
Yeah. Right?
In the Alfred Dunhill.
Last fall, right?
He won in Alfred Dunhill 4.5 months ago. And that usually gets a pretty good field. I think that's the one they play the multiple courses.
The year before, didn't he win a big Euro event?
He's won basically every year.
Yeah,
big
he
events.
won the DP World Tour Championship or something.
Yeah. And if it gets windy, if it gets to the -4, -5 range, obviously we saw that at the Masters. Talk about those fast green comp. Yeah, 250 to 1. You're not going to get much better than this.
Honestly, I think I'd bet him at 100.
I know. I think I would too.
Yeah. So that's it. Danny Willett. He's actually on the bigger side of the midgets, but he's still a little guy.
I've been waiting all day for these heights and weights, so can we get him?
I'll start with Willett. He's 5'11". I don't believe it, but 182 pounds. Fitzpatrick, he's got the height, 5'10", but he's last in the weight department, 154.
Wow.
Yeah. Vic, 5'10", 165. Casey, 5'10", 180. But he's got big forearms, big calves. That's why
Most
he's
of his
180.
weight is in those.
Yeah. Molly, 5'8", 159. Tommy, 5'9", 167. I don't believe the 167 either.
No.
Did I give you Rory? Rory, 5'9", 161. And Hatton, 5'9", 161. I don't believe any of these heights. I feel like they're a lot, like 2 inches shorter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen them all. They're definitely like 5'7".
When I saw Tommy, I thought he was like 5'6". He was tiny, and Vic is tiny in person.
Tiny.
Like these
There's
guys.
No way
small.
Vic's 5'10".
No, he's not. Rory probably isn't either.
Yeah.
So
we need one of these guys. Casey, Fitz, they're next in line. Vic, one of those 3 next in line. Willett, 4 of them. You got a 4-pack of them.
That's plenty. So, if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, then you listen to the wrong show, because that's all you need to know going into this week. If you can find another one who's in that range, then maybe he will work.
Yeah, bet Hatton or Tommy.
You told me I can't bet Tommy, so
No, fuck Tommy.
All right, so
next week, big week, players.
Yeah, great one. Coming off that win. Little picture behind me.
There we go.
And behind you. So yeah, those are our 6-pack. You have Munoz part of your 6. I don't know what I'm going to do if I have a little. Maybe I'll add a long shot. Maybe just like we said, add it on Scott. But otherwise, we're a little bit underexposed. I got 5-6 guys who I really think have a good chance to win. I really like the card this week.
Yeah, I love the card. Love the card.
All right, let's do it.
Later.